Good afternoon, I'm Joshua Rex. Today is April 15th, 2024, and 5 days ago, two awesome things happened. The first thing that happened is that I turned 38, which is something I never imagined would happen. So I would like to just take a brief moment to address my ops. I don't have any ops. I'm a pretty agreeable guy. Therefore, I have nothing to say. The second thing that happened is that the Fallout series finally released on Prime Video. Now, I'm also a gamer and a huge fan of the Fallout series. I started with 3, played New Vegas shortly after, proceeded to play every title in the series at some point after that, and they all get replay love pretty frequently. By the way, you don't have to play the games at all to enjoy the series fully, but if you want to, I think they're all something like 80% off on Steam as of the making of this video. But what I want to talk about today was how heavy the violin has been featured in the series, both in the games and in the show. And after that, I'm going to play one of the tunes. Now, at this time, I want to kindly offer a light spoiler warning, as I'll be briefly touching on a high-profile cameo appearance in episode 7, as well as some content in Fallout 3 and 4. So if you haven't played any of those titles or watched the series yet and you want to be surprised, add this video to your favorites and come back to it later. In episode 7, The Radio, DJ Carl, played by Fred Armisen, is playing the Minutemen Freedom Radio violin tunes from Fallout 4. Now, these tunes were originally performed by Heather MacArthur for the game, and she appears to have reprised that role in the series, although I suspect that the song over the ending credits is a more recent recording, as there are slight variations in speed and articulation. Personally, I think it sounds more somber and pastoral, but one thing I noticed among the community chatter was that these violin songs were called fiddle tunes by DJ Carl, despite being played with a heavily classical technique. I'd agree with the sentiment, but it's a very small complaint in a very, very large bucket of otherwise amazing content. And also, I'd argue that the end result was not too dissimilar from modern fiddling, as many players like myself have taken up both styles. Nonetheless, as somebody who plays primarily fiddle music, but still plays classical music often enough to consider the point relevant, I wanted to offer up a performance of that song playing over the ending credits, performed by somebody who identifies as a fiddler first and foremost. Before I do that, I wanted to mention that there are still some great opportunities for the writers to revisit the Agatha story arc from Fallout 3 in Season 2. In that quest line, you meet this old lady named Agatha, whose vault-dwelling great-great-grandmother was a violinist much like Agatha herself. She sends you to Vault 92 because it's rumored that her ancestor was in possession of a Stradivarius violin, and not just any Stradivarius, but the Soil Stradivarius, which here in Meat Space is currently being played by the renowned violinist Itzhak Perlman. In the process of recovering the instrument, you discover that Vault 92 was an experimental vault, inhabited only by musicians, and they were being fed subliminal messages through white noise generators, and that ultimately led to their untimely fate, as you can possibly imagine. Now, if you're successful in bringing the violin back to Agatha, you get access to a new radio station where you can listen to a 16-minute loop of some of the Bach sonatas and partitas, as well as some additional improvisations, and these were also performed by Heather MacArthur. I'm going to go ahead and play the tune now, but if you liked this video, please like, follow, share as you see fit, and stay tuned for more content about the fiddle and music on the whole. Enjoy.